to hear me talk about. The title of the stream, we're going to talk about character and integrity today. We are talking about private versus public character. Who you are in private to yourself versus who you appear to be to others. We're talking about integrity in the sense of integration, wholeness, the different parts of yourself lining up. A lot of people have a fractured self. Jolly Drips appears to be an idiot in public, which is fine, and so do I. I think I'm a little less idiotic than I appear to be, but who knows? A lot of us are very different people to different people. We have roles that we play. You know, you're one person to your mom and daddy, you're another person to your boyfriend, your girlfriend, you might be another person to your friends. And deep down, you might feel like you're somebody else. It's very alienating if you are this way. You don't really have one face, but you have a face for this and that, wearing different masks. God, I sound like a fucking stoner trying to sound smart. No, but ideally, the way that you act and the things that you do would be the same, no matter who you're dealing with. Whether you are talking to a nun or grandma and grandpa or your parents or your friends or anybody else, the way that you act shouldn't change significantly based on who's around you. The concept of being a different person depending on the situation is called persona, after the Latin word for mask. Hey, Kite, that's interesting. Yeah. It's very isolating to live your life that way. I think a lot of people have this conflict. Stoner trying to act smart. What else is new? Well, I'm not trying to act smart. I'm just trying to tell you about, I'm just trying to tell you guys about some thoughts that have helped me be a better, happier person. Because I did used to really feel like every social interaction was like kind of a production, trying to do the right things and say the right things. And I think it's especially hard for people in a day like today, because it very much can pay off to present yourself certain ways. There can be a big payoff for appearing to be what other people want. I'm a streamer. My job is crowdfunded. It's pretty much my job to be likable. So there's definitely pressure sometimes to do the, I have that. I've dealt with that struggle of, should I do the thing that will be well received, or should I do the things that I know and believe to be correct? I really, to me, it's really important to present myself authentically. That was a decision that I made a long time ago. That I'm myself before I'm a brand or a product or a package. I used to be an immensely private person, which obviously I'm not. I probably swung too far the other way. I used to be a very, very private person. And that was hard on me. I've always been someone that people will open up to. People feel comfortable talking to me. And it was very, very alienating to feel like I knew so many people and wasn't giving them the opportunity to know me. And I don't like feeling that I'm playing a role. And I did used to really feel like I had different personalities. I was very outgoing and fun with my friends. I was a little bit of a party animal. I was expected to be, I felt like I needed to kind of be like a clown and be entertaining and really engaging and off the wall or whatever. Then, to my parents, scholar athlete, they didn't know about any of the trouble I was getting into. My boyfriend probably thought I had other qualities. And then there was like the inside. I just felt like I had whatever mask I was wearing, I had lots of masks underneath those ones, and wasn't really too sure which one was the real one, if there was a real one. That's rough. So this has been something that I've been kind of upset. You okay?
Streaming?
Yep.
Or are you streaming?
Yes, I am.
Can they see me?
Yep.
I'm wearing boxers. Anyway, got us the Twitch party, that's all.
Oh, thank you.
Don't look at my penis, you silly boy.
Go put pants on.
Sending my liaison. Oh.
Oh.
All over.
Oh my God. Is he okay? Buddy, you gonna make it?
He'll be all right.
Bud. I hope you don't get banned. No, they were shorts. Those were shorts. Yes, big kitty. Where was I? Yes. Anyway, I've talked about this before. I used to have really, really intense social anxiety, like to the point where I was like mute for periods of time. It's hard to get back to having a serious talk after Underwear Man comes sliding in with a fat cat. Of this paralysis. Yes, masks. This paralysis comes from this inner conflict that we all have, I think, between the desire to be liked and a deeper need to be known as we are. When we have a hard time showing other people who we are, what we truly believe, it's a sign that you feel there's something fundamentally inappropriate about who you are, or something that is too unbearable to share. I think people like this tend to lie a lot or tell a lot of white lies. I think that comes from obviously wanting to be liked and not wanting to disappoint people. But what it really comes down to is wanting credit where it isn't due. You want credit for being a certain way without actually having to be that way. You want credit for having done something that maybe you didn't really do. I have a really big problem with this. When I see other people do it, I used to do this a lot, like as a teenager. You know, my boyfriend didn't want me to go to a party. Just say, well, okay. Call him and telling him I'm gonna go do something else and go into the party anyway. You want the credit for having respected what that person wants without actually having to do it. If you're instead of a person with these kind of conflicting personalities, if you're a person of integrity, then you will be able to say, you'll be able to defend everything that you do. So instead of lying, you either defend what you're doing, say, no, I really want to go, and I'm going to. Or you just don't do the thing. If you can't justify what you do, then the part of you knows that you should not be doing it. And what is correct to do should not change based on who is around to see it or hear about it. If you're ashamed to tell people what it is that you think, what it is that you do, you either need to just cut it out, stop doing that thing, you know it's not right, or to have the courage to justify it. Justify the choices that you make. If you do believe that it's the right thing to do or it's okay for you to do, you should be able to defend it. You should be able to defend everything that you do to anybody. Hello, our savior. I'm having a good day. It's just getting started, but it's good so far. Something that bothers me so much is I really can't tolerate two-facedness in people. I see this a lot. People who will talk shit with me about some other person, and then later I see them being real buddy with that person, and I'm like, okay. Because I can respect somebody genuinely liking a person that I personally don't like. I can't respect someone either pretending with me, they're either pretending to agree with me for my sake, or they're pretending for that other person's sake. And it's this it's just so icky. And other people aren't things that you get to extract rewards from. You don't get to decide that, I don't know, like adjusting your behavior in order to get what you want out of another person, I think is one of the grossest habits that a person can have. I've done a very significant amount of work to integrate myself and make choices based on what is right instead of what is expected or profitable. Yeah. And it takes some courage to do that. There's risk. You'll make choices that other people don't think are correct. You'll have beliefs that other people disagree with. I've got lots of them. And it can be painful to share those things and be rejected for them. But it's nowhere near as painful as it is to be accepted on a superficial level, I think. I think we fear being disliked, but I talk about like false peace a lot. Being accepted for your appearance doesn't do anything to give you the sense of belonging that you're looking for. It's still going to be very, very lonely to have people who are resonating with one of the faces that you put on. Instead of presenting yourself accurately and finding the people who will genuinely accept and resonate with that. And that's when you actually get to feel some wholeness and a deeper level of acceptance. It does take a lot of work. It's, people who lie a lot, that's a stressful way to be. For people who your relationship to other people should not feel like a performance. And if it does, you got to take stock, figure some things out. I understand that, Kite. I think that I don't know if a lot of people, but many people have an easier time communicating in writing. That could be why you feel more like yourself online. I mean, I understand being afraid of conflict, and that's why people. I think that's the heart of why so many people don't really have integrity. They don't think that it's worth the conflict. I think it's absolutely worth the conflict. And a conflict doesn't have to be a big thing. You have to be able to express a difference of opinion without it being this scary, crushing thing. If you are being true and honest with yourself and who you are, that's just the facts of the matter, that there are going to be people who don't always agree, and that's okay. You shouldn't have to shrivel up and hide from those people because you don't want them to know that you're different from them. It's okay. And if they don't accept you, it's still going to be okay, because other people will, and you'll know that that's you and not some phony. I'm not saying you have to go out and every single person you see, you have to be like, I declare my opinions. But being able to speak up about what you really do believe in, regardless of who's around. And until you're able to do that, I don't think you, I don't know if you really have the ability to feel like a complete person. These are just my opinions. Maybe a little insight into why I'm such an oversharer. I don't like to have secrets. I really don't. I used to have lots of them, and I hated it. And yeah, it took a lot of time to get all the facets in line. Some things to think about. You can put a bit of a mask on, for example, on a stream, but also not with so close people. Whatever is more comfortable. But I don't need to do that. I don't need to act differently for you guys or for anyone else than I mean, when my camera goes on, obviously I act differently. Otherwise, I'd just be sitting here not talking. But I won't pretend. with you guys. I'm not gonna lie or I don't know. I'm not gonna. It's not worth it to me to be something that I'm not to impress people. If I feel like I need to be more impressive, then I'll just try really hard to genuinely be a more impressive person. I'm not gonna stay the same, not do any of the work, and come on and tell you guys how great I am. If you feel this need to perform, be more than you are, maybe you got some work to do to actually be better instead of just trying to reap the rewards for being a good person without actually doing it. Thank you so much, Kite. And yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if that's a blessing or a curse. I think it's a little bit of both. And maybe I would be more successful if I was more willing to play nice with people I don't respect. If I was, a little quieter on issues that people find divisive. Or if I was a little more I think you guys know what I'm trying to say. But I'm Fieldy. Before I'm the brand Fieldy, I'm the person Fieldy. And if I make less money for it, that's okay. I'm okay with that. Yes, that is exactly what I'm talking about. People who pretend to be a certain way rather than being that way. If you're pretending to be something, then save everyone some time and just be it. You're gonna lie about what you did. You shouldn't have done it. Oh, goodness. What about someone like me that feels like everything they do is pretending because deep down I feel like I'm just empty? Well, that'll take you some time to sort out. It takes time. You have to self-correct from acting, making choices based on what other people expect, making choices based on what you think other people want from you, to making choices based on your own judgment of what is correct. I understand that, Newborg. You don't need everyone to know you. I just think that the bare minimum of what we owe each other as people is honesty. We're so shaped, like all that we are is what we believe to be true, So I think it's just downright evil to lie to people. It changes their conception of reality to make people believe something that isn't actually the case. That it's just awful. You might be hearing bloodborne noises right now because I loaded it up. I'm ready to play. I'm ready to go kill Lawrence finally. A lie here or there is a good thing, keeps people out of each other's hair. Maybe. I'm not saying I don't ever. You want to get someone out of your hair and just like, yeah, okay, that's great. An old man in the park talking some bullshit political stuff I don't agree with, and I'm just like, you're a 70-year-old asshole, and I don't want to talk to you anymore. I'm not going to sit there and try to change his mind. I'm just like, all right, sir, that's great. Yeah, but for the most part, try to be pretty upfront with people. If they say something that's not okay, I'll be like, hey, I really don't agree with that at all. Then that's fine to say too. Disagreeing with someone doesn't have to be a fight. No, having a conflict isn't having a war. It's just having a disagreement. That's part of life. We don't agree, even with the people closest to us, don't always agree with the things that they do. I would 1,000 times prefer the people close to me to tell me when they disagree, they have a disagreement with me about anything, than to try to be on my side just for friendship's sake or for avoiding conflict. I have a lot. That's how you build. That's how you build with people. That's saying yes all the time isn't a relationship. That's being a doll. Blood, blood, blood. All right, check this out. We're gonna go kill Lawrence.